Hi everyone, it's Belle here. I've come on to share my March completed journal prompts for the pinkoddbird year-long challenge. I will link the video to January and February's flip through of the prompts, and yeah, let's get started on March's. At the moment, this journal's getting far too chunky, and I'm going to show you what I'm kind of going to do about that. It's going to be a bit scary, but I'm going to do something. So I just have this hairband kind of closing it together at the moment. I will be doing something a bit prettier than that. So we have March. We finished February's here, prompts, and here's my March page with the little letter for March. So sort of, I wanted it to be a really bright page for March, and here's our little booklet of prompts. So let's get started. So the prompt for day 1 was pick or create a quote about growth. What does this quote mean to you? And growth was the kind of personal growth was the kind of theme, I think, for this month that pinkoddbird did. So I picked this quote: the secret of change is to focus all your energy not on fighting the old but on building the new. And I actually did this several weeks before what's now happening is happening. And this quote seems even more appropriate in light of what is happening around the world. So I just backed it on this gorgeous paper that I had, then used some hand-dyed paper to handwrite it on and put some butterflies, because, you know, butterflies represent change and transformation. And then this was a pocket that someone had sent me in Happy Mail. So I put one of my handmade tags that I'd actually made from a collage masterboard from my scraps, and then wrote on the back what this quote meant to me and why I picked it. A little bit of lace fabric at the top there. And then just down here I put attitude, because I do think attitude is the most important thing in difficult times. It's how you choose to see things that then influence your actions and how you get through them. Well, that's what I think anyway. So day 2 was, all fingers, use scraps, buttons, markers, anything you would like to make a page of flowers. Well, I kind of went as over the top as possible. So I actually did paint. You can almost see it through. I did pink and green paint on both pages, and then I had this lattice work flower paper that I've been hoarding and hadn't used, and put that on the back. And then I just used lots of my die cuts and my flowers. I have tons of these, guys. I'm sure we all do. And I just thought, get them out, use them up, you know, make a dent in that stash. Some of them I've added gems to the center of, and some of them I've added buttons. And I kind of wanted to make it look like a trellis in the garden in the spring with all the flowers. So they're kind of going up at not any real direction. And then just put the words colourful basket on there. And yeah, that was day 2. It's probably my favourite page I've done out of all of the prompt pages this month. And day 3 was book page day. Let's use some books or magazines to create a collage springtime spread. So I actually went for quite a simple spread, really. Which, you know, considering the page before, probably why. But I just wanted some daisies on there because I've got loads of daisies in my garden at the moment. Now it's spring, a bit of green, lots of flowers, some a simple gardening image that I had. And then just put some of Tim Holt's clip art again, the promise of all things made new, because that's kind of what spring is, isn't it? It's, you know, life we get that new chance again of life after the hibernation of winter. And then just up here it says wonderful. Can you see that? So that is my page for day 3. Day 4 was use the word growth to make an acrostic poem. Use words that help describe what personal growth means to you. So what I've done here is I've actually stenciled using 2 different colours in the background. So we've got these flowers, and because it's getting really hard to use the book now, I've kind of used washi to decorate the edge. And then again, some tea-dyed paper that I've then inked around. And for growth, I put grateful heart, resilience, overcome obstacles, wisdom, transformation, and hopeful always. And that was my poem. And for day 5, going through these quickly. No, that's day 6. I spoke too soon. Day 5, write a letter to your younger self. What are some things that you would say to encourage growth and the life path of the young version of you? So again, what I did here was I used paints in pinks and yellows to kind of do this paper. It doesn't come up as bright or as nice on the camera because it's a bit dark today, but it's quite bright and joyful in real life. And then I've got this ribbon down the edge. And what I did was, again, this is a journaling card I've made out of one of my masterboards that I've just made using scraps. This was actually a Bohemian masterboard, and I've written my letter to my younger self on the back of there. Won't read it because it's a bit personal, and then used fabric at the top, and then that just goes in there, and I really like it because it's just got lots of bright and beautiful colours on it, very spring-like. And then use the paper clip to kind of keep it in place. Day 6, write what are 3 things you like to do or enjoy in general when daylight savings arrives, when you get a few more hours of sunlight. Well, we get our daylight savings quite near the end of the month over here in the UK. However, I really love how this double spread came out. So I've used some papers that I really loved, and then I had this postcard which was this girl reading with all this beautiful yellow and green in the background, and then used an ephemera photo mount over that, and just put lots of flowers. Actually, I had a little sticker that says hello little sunshine, because obviously we're getting more sunshine. Get another butterfly. And then I just wrote on a tag 3 things I enjoy when we get a few more hours of sun is being outside, just relaxing with a book or yoga, or literally just walking around my garden with my cup of tea in the morning. And then getting busy in my garden and starting to plant. So lots of garden things. And lastly, I love the fact that when we get a few more hours of sunshine, I'm sorry if you can hear that dog. It is a neighbour's dog and it is constantly barking. It's quite young, so they have it in the garden, and bless it, it tends to bark quite a lot. Anyway, third thing I like to do with more sun is crafting, because we get more hours in the evening of sunshine, and particularly this is the time of year I tend to pull out my larger cross-stitch projects, because even though I've got a daylight lamp, cross-stitching in the evenings in the UK, it really ends up giving me a bit of a headache. So a few more hours of sunshine means more crafting time for me. And then finally, day 7 was use spring coloured or floral washi tapes, crayon scraps, fabrics, or anything to spell out the word life. So I had all these scraps of paper left over from a project I did last year, a springtime project. So I've gessoed the background, put a bit of pink, what's it called? Hold on. Some pink Nouveau mica mist, which I've just recently got on there to give it a bit of shimmer, and then just drew and cut around the words to make the word life. A little bird down at the bottom, and again you see I've used the washi tape. So simple, but I really like it. So as you can see, I've tried to do less double page spreads than I did for January and February. And the reason for that is that this was the final page of this signature. Now, if you can see, this is just one signature. And if I keep going in this journal, this second signature is going to end up just as chunky, and my journal will end up like that. So I have made a rather scary decision. I have a couple of these journals. This is actually the next one that I'm going to be using, that was made by the same lovely lady. So what I've decided to do is not actually use this signature. I've got 3 months in here, and if I can get 3 months in the next one, that will be perfect, and it will mean the journal won't be so alligator mouthed. So I'm going to do something scary, and I'm going to do it on camera because I think people really worry about how they treat their journals. Now, I love what this lady has created, and I, you know, as a journal maker myself, I truly respect the amount of work she's put in it. However, I cannot use this whilst it is still in the journal, and I just can't continue to work in this journal because it will end up like that and won't be able to sit on my bookshelf. So, scissors at the ready. I'm going to cut this signature out. Deep breath, deep breath. Gosh, I can't even get the scissors in there. It's refusing to come out. Okay, here we go. Make sure it's just the one signature I'm cutting out. And there we go, guys. So now that journal can sit nicely on my bookshelf. And, you know, because it's chunky, you can't even really tell that the other signature has been taken out. This signature, which I'm actually going to keep the actual binding in for the moment to still kind of keep it in one piece. This signature I'm going to keep. And what I am going to do is I am guessing that I'm going to have the same problem when I use this journal, which actually has 3 signatures in it. Oh! So I may have to cut, if not one. This will be a bit more difficult because she's got these lovely things on here. But I may have to cut, if not one, then maybe 2 out of here. Anyway, I'll work that out when we get to there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep all the signatures I've cut out, and then I am going to actually create my own journal, the same size and in a similar style to these ones. And I am going to put the signatures that I have cut out into there. So I'm not getting rid of the work. I'm not throwing it away or, you know, kind of ignoring all the work that she's put into these. I am just going to make it so that my journals are working for me the best way that I can make them work. So firstly, I hope you enjoyed the flip through of these prompts. I will, as always, leave the link down below to the video. I'm so sorry if you can hear that dog. I feel sorry for the dog because it's out there stressed barking. Anyway, sorry. I'm going to leave the link to pinkoddbird's channel down below where she explains the year-long challenge and has a way that you can access her prompts if you haven't looked at them yet. I'll also leave the link down to my January and February flip through. And I hope seeing me do something that seems very scary, like cutting a signature out of one of your journals, I hope it makes you maybe feel a little bit less worried. And, you know, if our journals are ours to work in, and if that's why we've bought them, if they're like art pieces, it's something different. But if they're journals for us to work in, we need to make them work the best way we can for us. And I know that if I had this journal this big and it just wouldn't sit on my bookcase, that it would just end up being put somewhere that I'm not actually able to really appreciate it every day. By doing it this way and cutting this signature out and then making these signatures into a journal of their own, I am actually making it possible for me to appreciate this journal and work in it. And yeah, so I know that may have looked scary to some of you. It was scary for me. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this flip through, and let me know in the comments down below if you're doing this if you're doing this challenge along with me and many others. Let me know if you enjoyed the flip through, what was your favorite page for the prompts that I did, and let me know were you as scared as I was when I cut out that signature from the journal. Wherever you are in the world and whatever you're up to today, I truly hope that you and all your loved ones are safe and healthy in these difficult times. And I will be back soon with another video. Blessings to you all. Bye.